Shalom and good morning. Hey, shalom and good morning. Sharing is caring, so make sure you share this live. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Shalom and good morning. Okay, it is April 1st, 8:29 a.m. I could do something, April Fools and all that, but I'm not a huge fan of that. One time, one of my friends played an awful April Fool's joke on me. Told me that the reason I didn't hear from them is because they had been locked up, arrested, and in jail. And I've never been fond of April Fool's since. So I'm not a big April Fool's fan. Thought about getting my mom, telling her that I was pregnant. But I don't even want that smoke. I really don't. She doesn't do well with that kind of stuff. And then she can be a little on the I'm gonna get you backside. So I'm just gonna stay away from all foolishness and on April 1st, April Fools, whatever we're calling it these days. So wanted to hop on quickly. I did not make it yesterday because a girl's allergies were all the way turned up. I asked someone that I love very much to get me some local honey. I got honey, it was not local, and then I got yelled at. So I will be finding my own local honey, so that I can get these allergies under control naturally, because that Zyrtec put me out. And when I say out, I mean out. My mom was making fun of me like, Zyrtec made you go to sleep. Yes, boo, Zyrtec made me go to sleep. I was all the way asleep. Like, I was under the bed. It was a lot. So my spirit is good, though. That's what matters. My spirit is good. So with that being said, my Friday message, first off, we have to have some Friday fun. I like good, clean, wholesome, let's not give anybody a heart attack or make them think that you have an illness or a baby or anything like that fun. So my April Fools will consist of just my normal fun. Secondly, yes, my spirit is good. I try to keep my spirit good, because the last thing I want is to be all cantankerous and evil and upset for no reason. I am blessed. No, everything in my life has not gone as planned, but I would be the most ungrateful person in the world to have everything that I have. And when I say have, I don't mean my material possessions. I mean the love and the community and my amazing children and my family, all of that. And be down in the dumps. So, moment of transparency. The weight that comes for my family at this particular time of year is heavier. It was April 4th, 5th, somewhere in there. It's crazy. I'm so good with details. I remember the night like it was yesterday, but the actual day I would actually have to, but long story short, we're approaching 3 years since the loss of Zoe and Miles's father and the man that I was married to. And it's heavy, but I'm still grateful. I am still encouraged. I'm still happy and finding every piece of joy that I can in every day. Like I said, God has blessed me so much. It would be downright criminal for me not to take each day and be encouraged and live to the fullest and be happy. So I try to be more mindful. I'm not the person who likes, I never thought around anniversaries of loss that I would be that person that was like, oh, it's the anniversary of, but it's inevitable for this particular one. Like it hits different. So I try to be more supportive. I always try to be supportive to the children, but just giving them the extra love and care and concern that they need at this particular time, because they think about it. Especially Zoe. She carries it different than Miles. Very different. So, Miles is more expressive. He'll let me know that he's sad. He'll let me know that there's a problem. Zoe, she'll keep it all in. So I have to be very careful with both of them. But, yeah. So, with all of that said, today, I do want to have some fun, and I'm cooking up some good stuff in the lab. I'm going live. I had all this stuff planned to go live the other day, and then Zoe was like, can I go to shooting practice? And I was like, oh. And so I did not want her to miss out on that. Yes, grief comes in waves. It really does. Like, I'll be fine one moment and just sit in the parking lot somewhere crying the next. So I show myself some grace in that situation because this ain't easy. This is not easy. It's not for the weak. It's not, it just is different. So it's not something that I thought I would have to do, or, you prepare your life for certain things, and then when you have to do something that is completely outside of what you thought you would ever be doing, it's different. Just even like with children, because I used to say, hey, look, I ain't trying to have no babies. I want a boat and a Benz. You can keep them babies. And I got 2 of them. So it's just life. Life is just life, It's beautiful, it's messy, it's complicated, it's simple, it's everything all in one. So that is my truth and my story for today. But I want to have a lot of fun. And when I say fun for me, the thing about crafting for me, it has always been an outlet because it allows me to be creative, and it allows me to express myself in ways that I didn't get to express myself in, my corporate space. So I want to put those banks together with you guys. I'm gonna make some more shirts today. I'm making a couple of lighted signs. We're doing the craft retreat with Pasquale and Kelly and Pasquale. And I can't wait because I want to show you guys some things that you probably haven't even considered doing. And Kelly is super creative. My creativity, which I love doing, just all kinds of stuff. I'm trying to get it to where we can do a mini fountain. Like I'm hoping that we have enough enough space and enough time. Time is the only factor because, you know, some things have to dry, and Kelly's got some epoxy stuff that we're gonna do. So she's like, that's gotta be first. I'm like, I know, because it's gotta have time to dry overnight. And then I thought, well, maybe we can do this. I'm like, oh man, you know, so we're really trying to jam pack it with stuff without overwhelming everyone. But we just want to have fun with you guys. So that's coming up. But today I am going to do some laser work, do some DTF work, also talk you all through some of the different applications that I don't think that you all even consider, or a lot of people don't consider, including myself. I'll put HTV on glass. I'll put HTV on wood. You know, just be mindful. If it's not something that is used a whole lot, you can do stuff with it. And even if it is, you know, there are ways to apply HTV that will give your items a completely different look than normal. So that is what I have planned for today. I came to run and grab a hot chocolate because I haven't had one in over a week. I'm really working on my caloric intake, making sure my heart is healthy, all that stuff. It's springtime, so I'm gonna be poolside shortly, and I'm thick. I'm thicker than a Snicker right now, so I'm trying to get in shape. I want to be lounged up, laid up. But so that's what I'm going to. Me too. This is my treat because I've been on that, and I used to go live every morning from my bike, and I'm gonna start doing that again because I have actually been getting on the bike, and not just to fit in clothes, but just to feel my best and keep my heart healthy and make sure I don't end up with sugar, as we in the Black community call diabetes. It's not sugar, it's diabetes. So I am planning on doing that. But see, and look, this is let me say this, okay? You got those people in your life that you absolutely love. You know that you're a boss in your lane. You know that they're a boss in their lane. And you all are two bosses together doing big things, okay? That's what happens when Kelly and I get together. But Kelly might be the one-upper. You know, I'm starting to feel a little one-up. Like, oh, you made 2 babies? Girl, I made 5. You made 4 crafts? Girl, I made 45. You gonna be poolside in 2 months? Girl, I'm poolside year round. You know, I'm really starting to feel that from Kelly. I really am. And you know what? I kind of like it, you know, because she's a Leo, and Leos have a certain cockiness about them. And, but Kelly's is real low key. Kelly's real smooth with hers. She is. And, I mean, that's probably why I'm drawn to her, and we're drawn to each other. I have another Leo in my life, and we've done some business together, and I actually saw him yesterday, and I started laughing, and he was like, "What are you laughing at?" I said, "Man, you damn Leos." So it cracks me up. It absolutely does. It absolutely cracks me up. But I know Miss Thang is already poolside, so share some poolside moments with us. Come on now. Let me live through you until I can be poolside with you. How's that? Let me live through you till we're poolside together. Oh goodness. Now I see all these Leos commenting on this live. Lord Jesus. Oh. Yeah. Definitely. Well, I'm a Cancer, and I want you all to look up all the amazing attributes of our sign. Okay. So, as I said, you know, today I'm going to share some craft stuff with you guys when I get back, and then the Leo stroll, and then we will continue that. I get so many questions about my laser. Look, I want all of y'all to get a daggone laser so we can be lasered and swagged out together. Yes. All right. I see you, boo. I see Team Cancer. Let's get it. Let's get it. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You Leos running packs, I see. So I'm going to go over some things about the laser because you didn't have to say oh my. I'm feeling some type of way about the oh my, just so we're clear. Mad love, but I'm feeling a little upset in my spirit. Not even upset, just on alert. I'm on alert. What you saying about cancers? So yeah, I am going to go live and talk to you all about that. I know that Glowforge raised their prices, and there is no shade ever coming from my mouth about Glowforge because I looked at Glowforge. I considered a Glowforge. I almost bought a Glowforge, and I didn't. And I will tell you all the reasons why I didn't. And I have a full spectrum 3D Muse. I chose that one because one of the rotary and just a lot of other things. I love it. I will tell anybody, even if it's a Glowforge, no matter what laser it is, if it's a CO2 laser or a fiber laser, you know, there's a learning curve on all of those. And there are going to be some things that you have to be prepared for that I don't think that the industry adequately prepares you for. So, ooh, you have a mirror. That's awesome. I've been looking at a big Trotec. I think that's how you pronounce it. Huge workspace. And I don't know. I'm going back and forth, but the mirrors are nice lasers. Again, I worked on Boss lasers, Epilog, Trotec, full spectrum. You know, I've been on all of them, thankfully, because I have access to a makerspace and I teach down there now. So, well, I mean, I've been teaching, but for a while I only taught like the vinyl stuff, and now I do the laser stuff as well. So it's nice to have experience on all of those. So yeah, but I want you to have a phenomenal day today. I'm gonna get my hot chocolate, and then I will be back, and I'm just gonna turn the camera on in the group. It's gonna be in the group though. So if you're not a member of Craft and Sell with Kelly, the Leo, and Pasquale, the Cancer, you should join. And I'm going to put banks together. I'm gonna do some shirts. What else do I have on? Oh, I'm working on lighted signs, and I think those are the, oh, and DTF. Those are the things that I'm doing today. Banks, lighted signs, and I think that's it. Do you all have a production list? For those of you that are crafters or craft your, you know, whether you run a business or you are selling your crafts on the side, how do you work with your production? How do you decide what goes first? How are you figuring out what materials you need? I think that is something that can be difficult. So organization is key. And one of the things that I'm doing at the craft retreat is we're going to be going over some organizational hacks and habits that I find that work for me. And maybe even, I was thinking about, everybody likes my whiteboard. I was thinking about showing everyone how to make a smaller version of that, because those who are traveling by plane might not be able to get it back if it's too big. So I talked to you all the other day about your top five goals for the day, and your top 5 tasks or activities that you have to complete. You know, so today I have my production list and my blocks of time and everything. And we'll delve a little bit deeper into that too, because I want to be as helpful as I can where needs are in this space. Okay, sweet. So make sure you have a phenomenal day. Don't let anything get you down today. And I know you may have those moments or pockets or frustrations, but take a breath and talk yourself through it. I do that often, and I feel it helps. I really do. Remembering to breathe, especially for Miles. I have to tell him, like, Miles, take a breath. And he'll take a breath, and I can almost see whatever is overwhelming him come off. He is, he's a Gemini. So we've been talking about signs a lot, and I know that, you know, signs do play a role. At least I think they do. He's a Gemini. That's a tough sign. My dad is a Gemini. And, you know, I feel that, I don't know, he's so smart, like idiot savant smart, like really smart. And, you know, both myself and his father tested on the, you know, high IQ, high ability, gifted and talented. There are 1,000,012 names of it for it. Zoe is as well, but Zoe's social skills are much better. Even her, just her hand-eye coordination and all of that stuff. And so I took a parenting, the school system put on something, you know, parenting high ability children or gifted children or whatever. And so we had to read this book, and it was like a book discussion. We did that. And then I have a girlfriend who does like the testing for dyslexia and high ability IQ testing, all that stuff. And she said that there was a book that I should read that was towards gifted minority children. And I was like, okay, so, you know, I read that, and I'm just trying to be the best parent to bring out the best in both of them, so that you know, I can give them what they need. Miles needs something completely different than what Zoe needs. So that's why I talk to you guys all the time about, you know, look, I'm not the only game in town when it comes to selling and numbers, and Kelly's not the only game in town when it comes to crafting, but you need to find the best person for you. Because when it comes to coaching and motivation and learning, there's a calling in that. You know, if someone is telling you to do something the exact same way as everybody else, they're doing you a disservice, because you're not the exact same person as everyone else. So, you know, with Zoe, what I have to give her is completely different than what I have to give Miles. And Miles is left-handed. I don't, how do I say this? I write right-handed. I truly believe I was probably naturally a lefty, but that's something that your parents can almost choose. Matter of fact, when Miles was little, I sent both of them to an amazing, I mean, she is. I didn't always like her personality, but as far as what she did with my children, she was amazing. She ran it out of her home. It was a, you know, a preschool daycare type situation. And, you know, Zoe was reading by 3. Miles probably the same, you know, writing very early. And she kept saying, you know, Miles, he'll write one day with his left hand, he'll write one day with his right hand. You know, do you have a preference? And I told her, I said, I don't. I said, you know, let it be natural. And my mom would tell stories, because my mom is naturally a lefty, but she was like, when I was coming up, they would crack your knuckles with a ruler to get you to write right-handed. So I don't know. I mean, I do know that that stuff is genetic. So I write right-handed, but like if I shoot a ball, or if I dribble, my left hand is my dominant hand. So wanted to see if he was naturally ambidextrous, but haven't done that. And that's something that we definitely wanted to, so I'll probably check into that. but what they need is so different, just night and day. One thing I didn't realize that I learned during this book discussion is that sometimes people who are gifted, who have high ability, high IQ, their coordination is doesn't develop until later. Like there are some things, although their brain develops much faster and their abilities are higher, there are some things physically and socially that they just don't necessarily get in the same fashion as people who are not gifted or high IQ. So one of the things I found funny, because you have to do a questionnaire, and I had to do it on both children because both children are in the program. And so I was looking at the answers to the questions based on the child. And I mean, I've known forever, just like I say that not everything is for everyone, and there's a million little anecdotal things to say. But when I was looking at that questionnaire, you have two children who have the same biological parents that are both high ability, high IQ, whatever, but are so different. Even in their giftedness, they're different, which sounds weird. So, Zoe's analytical, blah, blah, blah. Miles' spatial reasoning is what's really high. Both of them are really great in math, but they're great in math for different ways, which wasn't even something that I even thought about. Like, it's just weird. And so it made me think about the space that I'm working in now. Also brought me some self-awareness about some of my own personal struggles, because high ability and high IQ don't usually travel alone. There's usually something else, like a lot of people who have high IQ might be dyslexic, or they might have ADD, or there were some other markers there that were I can't remember, but the two that stuck out to me were dyslexia and ADHD. And so I was looking at the little questionnaires, and I thought, goodness gracious, like, it just reminded me that how I parent them and how I give, even in my work, has to be different for different people, and that a one size fits all just doesn't work. Some people might need a little rah, rah, rah. Some people may need the calm, calming, and forgetting that is part of the, sometimes it is part of the problem. So as you face your day, remember that there's my granny used to say this, and I hated it, but I say it, I find myself, and sometimes I do it just to remind myself of her. There's more than one way to skin a cat. So whatever goal you're trying to reach, remember there's more than one way to get there. Also, one size fits all does not work. Some people are going to need special attention in one area and be able to take off in another. And as I always tell you all, be encouraged, and the joy is in the journey. I watched yesterday, Miles was struggling with something, and he was getting frustrated, and that's when I was like, son, pause and take a breath, breathe in, breathe out. I got to do it with him a couple of times, and I have to do it with him. And I saw the weight come off of his shoulders. I said, now try again. I said, hey, my aunt, haste makes waste. So just as you start getting all crazy and out of sorts, you're burning up useful energy that is being diverted from the task or the problem at hand. So calm down. Second thing, yesterday, I tell you all, like, life just, the universe speaks and teaches me lessons and reminds me of things all the time. And clearly I need to hear it again and learn it again, because I feel like it's being spoken to me. Sometimes the struggle is just necessary. It's part of the process. You know, I put it back to Zoe in basketball. She hasn't been playing that long, since fourth grade. So she's played fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, and so this will be her fourth year of she's going into her fourth year of playing, and she's been under the basket. And so now she's developed it. She's got a nice mid-range game. Now she's working on her outside game, and she had to get 6 3-pointers before she could leave practice. And, you know, jump shots are your legs. So she had a hard practice. She was doing very, 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 very well in practice. And then, you know, she's like, oh, how much longer do we have? I was like, you only have 8 minutes. She was like, my legs are on fire. And I said, well, you know, they'll be stronger. And then when they're tired after running suicides, they had to put up 6 threes. And this is somewhere she struggles. She's inconsistent in this space. And so, oh my gosh, I watched her brick after brick after brick after brick. I watched her, you know, I thought she was gonna cry. She didn't, but I thought she was going to. And her coach stopped her and said, listen, here's what you're doing wrong. She would correct it and drain one, and she would go to do the other one, and, you know, all of the things that were just corrected would be wrong again, and she would miss. And I could see the frustration. And she stuck with it. And the people around her, which is what I absolutely loved, because she's played on a lot of other teams, and not all of these other teams have been positive, motivating, encouraging spaces. They were very focused on, I mean, everybody wants to win. I want to win. I want her to win. But sometimes there's a lot of learning and lessons in the loss, and we don't like that. We're a competitive family. We like to win anyway. So it doesn't necessarily sit well, like, hey, good job, though you lost, but you learned a lesson. You know, like that's not how anybody really wants to feel, but sometimes that's exactly what you need. So instead of her teammates, or they're not really her teammates, they're just people she's playing with, but, you know, they didn't get an attitude, they didn't say negative things, you know, because nobody could leave, and she still had somebody after her that had to go as well. And all of them clapped her through and encouraged her, told her straight up, straight down, you know, the things mechanically that she needed to fix, because her issues are her feet will be too wide and she'll jump forward instead of straight up and straight down. And, you know, there's a girl on that was practicing with her yesterday that, I mean, her shot is extremely consistent. And, you know, she was the one who, I'm sure she had done everything right. She didn't miss her shots, but she was still in the gym while Zoe was shooting. And, you know, you got it, Zoe. Straight up, straight down. She told her, I can't remember what her other, but all of them, even the other girls, were very, very, very encouraging. And sometimes that is exactly what you need. And I told her, I said, look, I know that it was painful to watch. For me to watch her struggle, for her to know that she knows what she's doing wrong, but she couldn't execute it correctly, consistently, you know? And it's a lot sometimes, like life. You know the right thing. You may not be able to consistently and correctly execute it, but, you know, then you start taking shortcuts, or you become frustrated and quit. So those are the things that I want to make sure that we don't do. I want us to make sure that that we are consistent in the things that we do, that we are looking towards our goals that we're trying to achieve, and not just that temporary, momentary success. Like, you know, whole lot of life lessons. And I thought about myself. I thought about the space that I'm in. I thought about my craft community, all of that. So sometimes those lessons are in the struggle. So, you know, if you're in that point or place of struggle, it's temporary. You know, learn what you need to learn from it and grow and excel from it. So, you know, on April 1st, where are you? Where are we? Where do we want to be on May 1st? You know, like, let's set a tangible goal to attempt to achieve by May 1st. What kind of growth and development do we want to see within ourselves, within our business, within our space? Let's think about those things and write it down. You know, goal achievement is a process, and it is more tangible when you write that down. That's right. Growth happens in the valley. You know, that's the measure of who you are. I tell people that all the time. I tell my children that especially because I'm trying to develop their character. And so I tell them all the time, what you do when no one's watching is who you are. If you'll cheat because no one's around, or if you'll steal when no one's around, you're a cheater and a thief. Now, I'm your mother. I'm not going to love you any less. But, you know, you have to want to be better and want to do better. No excuses. You know, I hear people saying, I did this because of this, and I did that. No, you did that. That's because that's what you wanted to do, and that's what you chose to do. You know, there are plenty of people out here who have struggles greater than my own, greater than all of ours, who make good choices because they're good people. You know, now making a mistake doesn't make you a bad person, but continually doing something to hurt others or take shortcuts, that's the measure of who you are. And so, you know, who I want to be and who I want my children to be and who I want to surround myself with is good people that, you know, hey, look, I'm not attempting to hold everyone accountable for every bad thing that they've done in their life, because I know I have done the same. But at this age, at this stage of the game, I want to do better. I expect myself to do better. So perfection is not expected or even desired, but responsibility, accountability, and just being a decent human is what is important. Yes, those choices will get you too, honey. I mean, like, look, I look at some of the choices and I'm thinking, girl, were you? My mom one time, and she, like, listen, my mom, she doesn't pull back. So, you know, I'm not the child that was like that experimented with drugs or any of that stuff. And so I did something once and she looked me straight in my face. She was like, are you high? I was like, what? She was like, are you high? I said, no, ma'am. You know, have you been drinking? No. Why are you asking me this? Because that was the dumbest thing, like, for you to be in your full functioning mind and you made that choice. And then I was like, Mom, you know, but she gives it to me. And you know, she wasn't wrong, you know. Some of those choices, I look back, I'm like, oh my gosh, what in the world? And she was like, you had to be on drugs or eating dog food. I'm like, why do you say on dog? Because she's always saying something about dog food. She was like, well, you know that, you know, dog food is made of all that, you know, just gross stuff. And so it has to, if you are what you eat, and if you're eating crap, then I'm like, oh, here we go. It's just like a whole long, I'm like, oh gosh, why am I even talking to you? I ask myself that question all the time. Why are we talking? What are we doing here? Like, why? So Yes, but as I always do, I'm going to remind you all to be encouraged. The joy is in the journey. Enjoy your day. It's Friday. It's Happy Friday. We're sliding into this weekend. We want to, right, we want to make sure that we're enjoying every moment and not just living for the weekend. But I do want to leave you with something funny, and it's going to be a conversation between myself and my my mother. So I told you all that my cousin, she refuses to pick out gifts for her because something that happened when we were in middle school or elementary, where she bought her some diamond earrings and she didn't like the diamond earrings and she wanted something else, and whatever it was that she wanted, it was cheap. And so my mom was upset because she had, gone the extra mile and gotten these nice diamond earrings for her, and she did not get the kind of reaction from her that she wanted. So she's like, oh, I don't pick her gifts out, and so she's like, what is it that you say? People are low budget. And I'm like, Mom, like, goodness gracious, like, can we have some forgiveness and growth in this moment? I really need you to put this down, okay? So we're having a conversation last night, and that particular cousin has gone, is doing some vacationing things or whatever. We were just talking about that particular situation. And so she says to me on the phone, she's like, I want you to make her something nice, but I need you to find out exactly what it is. And I said, say what? She was like, yes, I want you to make her something. I want it to be nice. I want it to be something that I like and she likes. And so here we go. And so I'm like, Mom, like, why is it that you need to like it if it's not for you? And she's frustrated with me. I can tell she's frustrated. And whenever she gets real frustrated with me, she says, I'll be damned. And so she says, I zoned out, actually, because I'm listening to her talk about, like, I'm thinking, are we really still here? Like, are we still in this place of these diamond earrings from when, we were children? Like, Jesus Christ. And I'm thinking, God, like, this lady can hold on to a grudge. I thought I could, like, hey, look, this is like some queen petty stuff. And so, I was like, well, why do you have to like it? And she's going on, and by this time I had just given up on the conversation. Like, you got to realize when you can't reach somebody. I knew I couldn't reach her. So, as she's saying, Pasquale, are you reading? Are you paying attention? Because she knows I'll zone out and start reading on her while I'm on the phone with her in a minute. And I was like, yes, ma'am, I am. And so she says, damn it, I need you to pay attention. I said, I'm listening. What? I know. You want me to make something for... And then she lets it slip. She's like, because if she ain't grateful, I'm keeping it. And I said, wait a minute, what? I said, it sounds like you're setting yourself up for failure on purpose. I said, why didn't you just tell me that you wanted me to make it for you? And I said, this is why, we don't always gel, because you and the Jedi mind tricks. And she's like, Jedi mind tricks? I was like, yeah, that's exactly what this is. I was like, it's a Jedi mind trick. That's manipulation, and I'm not cool with it. And so, I'm all self-righteous, standing in my truth and everything else. She says, listen, I give what I want to give when I want to give it. Now, if you're not grateful, then I'm taking it for myself, and I'm going to make it work how I want it to work. And I said, yes, ma'am. And I just was like, okay, I got to go. I love you. Bye. I got off the phone so confused and having one of those, did that just happen moment? Like, was that really our conversation? Like, did this just happen? So, clearly I'm a glutton for punishment, right? Because what do? I called her back. I called back and I'm like, Mom, like, did that just happen? I know I'm sleepy and I know I zoned out, but am I remembering the details correctly? And she, very matter of factly, yes, you are. I said, you don't have any feelings about this? Like, now that you've simmered down from your angst and anger and, whatever, like, you don't have any. She was like, you know what? Matter of fact, just make it for me the colors I want and don't take forever. And I sat there for a second and all I could do was laugh. And I was like, why did you just start there? Like, why are we doing this? And she starts laughing. We're crying laughing. And then I'm thinking about, Lord, look at all this dysfunction right in this phone call. I'm so beside myself because she's buying gifts for people who she wants to be ungrateful so she can take the gift back and talk about them. And that's what I told her. I was like, you know what? You're going to be talking about this incident for the next 20 years. Still mad at her from something that happened 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago. Like, is this what we're doing? And then, no joke, with clarity and confidence, she says, apparently so. Good night, I love you, and goodbye. I was like, where do they do that? Like, where am I in the Twilight Zone? I swear I'm in the Twilight Zone. Like, other people don't have to deal with this, like through this seemingly random conversations with their parents. I wonder if it's just mine that are this particular brand of crazy, or if everyone else's familial situation is this nuts. Like, is it? Or is it just me? Because I literally feel like I'm dealing with, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. And I know that she would press me like, you get her gift done yet? Is that gift ready yet? Only to really be trying to jack it for herself. I said, that's a whole new low. That is a whole new low. What? And then you gonna laugh about it like you didn't? Okay. All right. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh. So, I'm going to leave on that note today. She is an amazing person. She really, really is. We all have our quirks and personality issues, but she cracks me up and she means well. She's going to give it to me, whatever it is. I've been on this live forever, but, hey, look, yesterday I was like, why are we talking? I got yelled at because I asked for local honey and it wasn't local honey. And then I'm getting yelled at because the allergy pill made me go to sleep. And then I'm getting yelled at. I was just like, okay, like this is it. And I couldn't do anything but laugh because it was absolutely hilarious. Oh my gosh. Your family, you gotta love them. You have to. It's part of life. You may not like them, but you have to love them. And I do like my mom. I give her a lot of crap, but she sets herself up for it because it's absolutely hilarious. So that's it. All right. Well, I have taken up so much of your time. Thank you very much for being with me this morning. I will be back here shortly so that we can get this work and enjoy the day as we slide into the weekend. So here in a little bit, we'll do some DTF, we'll do some laser, we'll do some vinyl work on wood and MDF, and then we'll take it from there. So also, hit the website if you can. Come to the craft retreat with myself and Kelly, and it is the end of the month, End of April, 1st of May, we're going to have a lot of fun together and do a lot of amazing things. So, hey there, you know, I love your guts. You all have a phenomenal rest of your day, and I'll be back shortly, okay? In the group, though. It'll be in the group. So, if you're at work, sneak a peek every now and then, okay? I love your guts. Bye.